national debt by issuing just money, sovereign money.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
comment? It's a big, long book, that book by Zarlinga.
Yeah.
I haven't read
Yes.
it, but
Do you know of the economist Michael Hudson?
he's
And-
he's more magic money tree, though.
And also, what is her name?
Shelled,
Redica Desai. Yeah, who are both part of that general community.
well, but the MMT people are completely different.
He's not MMT. No.
Well,
he's not.
Hudson hangs around with
Yeah, he
Randall
does,
Ray
right.
and the Kansas City, Missouri people.
That's right,
Right.
but he differs from them on.
Yeah, no, I
on
like
MMT.
him.
Yeah, no, he's very good,
Right.
and Redica Desai is also, she's very firmly not MMT.
That's a new
so
name.
I don't want to get into the weeds for people here, but yes,
Forgive the debt,
absolutely.
right? Hudson, forgive the debt, right? Forgive
Yes,
the
he's
debt.
all about forgiving debt,
mean,
and also
right.
about taking the power away from the
Well,
financiers.
Yeah.
Well, the
Yes.
other plan is we can pay it off in in a year or two
That's right.
with
Yeah.
sovereign
Yes.
money.
So I don't want to get into kind of, there's a saying in campaigning that if you're educating, you're losing. So you don't want to try to educate in the 60-second sound bites. But I know what you're talking about. We actually work very closely with those economists who are all about addressing the foundational underpinnings of
Can you say
of
that name
empire.
one more time? Not Hudson, but the other one?
Redica Desai. She
Thank you.
she works a lot with Ben Norton, and they do with the geopolitical economy report. So they do really great work, and we work very closely with them. They will be issuing some white papers about this more kind of educational
Great.
part of the campaign.
Thank you.
But it's not our, it's not out there as our 10 leading issues, because it's a little bit beyond most people's
Yeah, it's
understand.
hard.
Ellen Brown is another one who's all about, the bail-ins and.
Well, and she believes in fractional reserve banking, and the Zarlinga people don't.
Yeah.
They
does
wanna
she?
get rid of
Okay,
that.
Interesting.
So
'Cause
there's a
I've
clash
heard
there.
her-
Yeah.
I've heard her rail about.
No, I like her.
About bail-ins.
I
Yeah, no,
like
she's good. There's a lot of need for dialogue about this stuff, and there's not wide public understanding. And, in the longer haul, we're gonna try to help promote that.
Thank you.
So, let's see. Yeah, maybe a last question?
Yeah, one last question. He's had his hand up. These last two.
Let's see, all right, these two, thank you so much. Okay, great.
So, now with the Ukraine, and
Yeah.
do you feel like the laundering of money has only furthered the war?
Oh, yes, that's right, and Congress passed a law saying that, well, actually, the Republicans tried to require an inspector general for the money going to Ukraine, and the Democrats defeated it. So that money is going completely, unaccounted for.
Now, if you get in, how would you end the war in Ukraine?
Well, the president has a lot of latitude in foreign policy. And so, above all, we would be using the bully pulpit. And again, I think we could invoke national law that prohibits funding human rights abusers. And there's been plenty of human rights abuse on the part of the Ukrainian government as well. We were very instrumental in the overthrow of the democratically elected prior leader in Ukraine.
And just choosing one country over the other
Oh, yeah.
only furthers the war.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. So, yeah, there's definitely need for international law there.
Just a quick question on independent media. A lot of times candidates, once they rise in the polls, they sort of
Yeah.
leave behind the independent media. I think you've been on Revolutionary Blackout. Would you go on, would you go on Glenn Greenwald's show? Would you talk to Tucker Carlson? Would you talk to people like that?
I think you have to talk to everybody. Case in point, we were criticized because we participated in the Rage Against the War Machine. In my view, we have to do this. We have to talk to even people who don't agree with us, and, we need to find common ground where we can, and we need to educate people as we go. So we don't go there silencing, our agenda, and we can, talk about human rights and the LGBTQ community and Martin Luther King and that poverty, or that, militarism, racism, and extreme capitalism are all joined at the hip, So we bring our values and our message with us, and we gotta go everywhere and talk to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just announced, I don't know if your campaign knows that Biden's gonna be in town tomorrow. And, I don't know if you're staying overnight, but there'll be an opportunity to be in the same space with Biden.
Oh, that would be
I don't know
very
if, Janann, I don't know if, is Janann still here?
Yeah,
Do you know anything about where we're going to have this demonstration tomorrow?
Still announced it.
He's going to be at both the Boys and Girls Club and also at MSOE, so we think that around 2:30 at the Boys and Girls Club, but the Coalition for Justice in Palestine will be announcing tonight.
Yeah, that's at Sixth and Cherry, I believe, at Boys and Girls Club.
There's a couple of different ones, so I will have the address, so we'll have that, it'll be put in the main chat, so.
Okay.
That's good to know. I wish we could be there. We'll be there with you in spirit. We are actually driving to Minneapolis tonight when this meeting is over,
Wow.
so that we can meet tomorrow morning with CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, which is organizing big time. And people may have seen the announcement, I think, that circulated today, saying that the Muslim American community was going to be connecting and working together in this election
Well,
on behalf of the
Wisconsin is
candidates.
voting, we are pushing to vote the uninstructed vote.
Yes, you're
So
here.
that's,
Wonderful.
that's a vote that we're going to do, we're going to have our voices heard. I do wanna say also, just, you know, we heard about President Biden saying that our government wants to build this, this port. So they entered with these huge trucks full of heavy equipment, to build these ports, yet they didn't bring equipment to get these poor kids from under the rubble, or to bring in formula, or to bring in rice, but they were able to easily bring in trucks full of heavy equipment to build this port that is near the gas in Gaza. So I think, you know, we are, you can't become illiterate after you become after you're literate. And I think that so many people in America now, in the world, knows exactly what's going on. And unfortunately, the Palestinians are suffering tremendously for it.
That's right. And we have to do everything we can, every hour of every day, to try to shut down this genocide.
Absolutely,
As
it's a
possible.
genocide.
And big thank you to everyone who's standing up to make that happen. And we do have the power of majority support in this country right now to do
There's a
that.
majority even of Democrats, and yet our so-called Democratic president is ignoring all of his constituents.
So we can fight this. Thank you to everyone for being here. We're gonna take one picture. If you can stay for one moment for a quick photo, so we can just get everybody in on a picture, okay?
Oh, yeah, did you sign up to volunteer? Should we just, they're gonna be, are we gonna do this inside or? Your call.
I think it's a cut now.
So we have some
Cut.
people, chairs, or